the three fights that I would say would be number one, Conor McGregor. Number two, if Max Holloway wins against Justin Gaethje and puts his title on the line, which is the BMF one, we could also analyze that. And the third one that just slipped my mind because it was super clear. Sean O'Malley, if Conchito Vera wins, it could be.
Hello friends and welcome to the new video. Well, yesterday a press conference was held in Madrid where Ilia Topuria was answering questions from various media outlets. In the interview, and among all those questions and answers, we'll discuss the most standout moment they asked him what the next opponents Ilia had in mind were. So Ilia replied that firstly she was fighting with Conor McGregor, and secondly if Max Holloway wins the BNF title against Justin Gaethje. He also had in mind to fight him, and as a third option he hesitated a bit but finally mentioned the name Sean O'Malley. So let's discuss a bit these three possible opponents to really know which one of them would have more chance. And how a fight with Ilia Topuria would go. Well, let's start with Conor McGregor. Despite the fact that I have made many videos on the channel about this fight, since it is not the first time that Ilia Topuria has challenged Conor McGregor, I have always left my opinion in those videos that this fight was not going to happen, and I am going to show you right now some statements from Dana White explaining the difficulty of bringing Conor McGregor back to the octagon. Although it's a good marketing strategy for Ilia,
I can't imagine the plan for him to be out as long as he has been.
Well, the first issue was that he broke his breastbone. He was recovering from that. That was one of the reasons we had him. The other problem is that he's freaking rich.
And how does this problem present itself to you in negotiations? What does it mean? Well, I'll ask. Conor McGregor, Connie.
Well, you've heard what Dana White has said about bringing Conor McGregor back to the tones. Negotiating is tough with a person who has all the money in the world and doesn't have that hunger or need to get back to power. So this opinion from Dana White gave more strength to my view that this fight was never going to happen. Well, Max Holloway has a war with Justin Gaethje at UFC 300 for that title on the video. And from what we heard yesterday about Ilia Topuria, it's clear he's very interested in this fight since this title isn't an official title. Yes, in the world of fighters it has prestige because if you're a fighter you end up wanting to be told you are the fighter. Worse, the recovery time Max Holloway might need after that fight with Justin Bieber is something to consider here. As I've mentioned in other videos, it's already done, and according to Khabib's words, Norua won't come because he is like a truck, and given that Max Holloway has a punch resistance that is very high, just imagine what it would be like to receive blows from Justin Gaethje for 5 rounds. Could have a medical prescription period of at least 6 to 8 months plus, then do the camp, which would be another 2 or 3 months. So, unless it's a quick fight, I don't see it being feasible for UFC Spain or maybe for another event that would be later on. And the third name Ilia mentioned was Sean O'Malley. Even though I've already made a video about Ilia, I had closed the door, he said. He wasn't going to fight him, but now it seems like once again there is the possibility. And to me, the fight I would like most out of the 3 names he mentioned is the one with Holloway. Because I'd like to see if Holloway can withstand Ilia Topuria's hits, and also see if he can defend against takedown attempts and how it performs on the ground, since Max Holloway has a very good takedown defense. So as I've said, out of the 3 names, this is the fight that seems most interesting to me, but well, Sandoval does not stop being a fight that would sell many pay-per-views, that we would have many moments, crazy press conferences and interviews, and then inside the octagon we will always have the doubt about that hit Sean O'Malley has, since he is not a fighter with grappling or ground game. He is a sniper when striking, so in that aspect it was going to be a quite fun fight, since Sonoma is quite larger than Tokyo's. And to get inside Sonomale's guard and to close the gap, he'd have to deal with Sonomale's good striking. So while I think the fight with Masoloboy would be the most entertaining to watch, I believe the most spectacular would be against Sonomale. Well, also at that same press conference, he also dismissed the possible rival, said that the immediate rematch with Volkanovski was not going to happen because Volkanovski needs a recovery
The
time.
rematch isn't either. I don't see it happening. He needs time to recover.
And this is obvious. He's received 2 knockouts in the last 2 movies. And I think it wouldn't be very good for him to fight so quickly again. I think he should take some time off, just like have one more fight with a contender that's a bit lower in the rankings to get back on track, trust and rhythm, and then could challenge the champion again who adhered him. Guria also ruled out Jair Rodriguez and Freden Ortega and reiterated that none of them will get the fight from him, mentioning later those rivals I've told you about in the video.
No, I'm going to skip that fight. Completely outstanding.
Oh well, what do you guys think? Any of these statements? Topuria, per what do you think of these opponents he has chosen? Which one would you like to see him fight? What do you think about his statement that he won't give up the fight? The holder hasn't made who had Brida in Ortega. Well, you know you can leave all this in the comment box. And you know, if you like the video, you can hit the like, you can subscribe, and see you in the next video. See you soon.